Today's date is February 3rd, 2015. You'll understand why I'm making this video in a minute. Now, first, let me show you this. This is 3 long 55-gallon contractor black bags. They're real thick ones. The kind that you put debris in, sticks, leaves, stuff like that, whatever your drywall, whatever. Now, what I'm doing is that 3 of them, as you can clearly see, have been propped up to cover what? What's this? It's my tent. Okay. It's the inside of it right there, and that's the front flap that also gets pulled down. You know, it gets pulled down in front of the tent, pertaining to the mouth of it. The whole entire tent itself, the back, the top, both sides, the corners. And then when I get inside of it at night, the flap gets turned down, okay? And when I go to have a cigarette before I go to bed, I open up the inside of it up, and I use a stick just to push this out maybe 2 inches so I can blow the smoke out. So there's no way that any of the neighbors way over there on the hill could see me, okay? And there's no way that anybody could see me from over this way, okay? Now, the reason why I'm making this is because what I'm doing is proving to my viewers, because I suspect that I have at least probably 5 or 10 regular viewers pertaining to what is happening to me as a result of me being a gang stalking victim. I already know I have at least 3. I'm not going to mention their names though. The point being is that what I'm doing is showing you the precautions I take in order to make sure that the police of any law enforcement branch in California doesn't use a normal appearing excuse to try and say that they know where I'm at in reference to illegal lodging, camping. Now, over here, what we have here, this entire area is completely filled with entangled trees, entangled bushes, fallen dead trees, trees that are still upright. It literally, if I told you how far away the exit, which is also the entrance, if I told you right now how far away that is, but I can't do it because it's giving too much information, and then if I told you it, and then tell you that it would take almost 2.5 to 3 minutes to walk out of this area because of the extreme density, okay, of the fallen trees, fallen bushes, fallen branches, erected trees, and the just the foliage, the vegetation, everything. I mean, it's like living in an entangled spider web, literally, okay. And that's just not just the foliage of getting out of here. I'm talking about it being all around me. Okay, on every side. Okay, now let's go over here. Over here, it's completely, because I've already been on the other side of that. Okay, you can't see jack shit. You can't see nothing. And the only reason why I put this up is because once it gets dark out, when I open up that small little part of my tent to blow the smoke of a cigarette out, which I even turn off most of the flashlights when I do that as well. Okay, what I'm basically saying is that I don't want to give them any normal apparent excuse pertaining to why they're in my physical presence. Now, let's look over here just for 1 second. This over here is a propped up wall that I made. Now, I've already stood over there by the entrance and through the walkway of coming up and through here, and you cannot see my tent at all up until you get about to right here. Okay, and you barely would be able to see these as well because I extended the wall out to here. Okay, and because of all the other massive foliage that is out here. Now, I have also went on the other side of this bush 2 days ago. Okay, I'm not going to say how I did it. Okay, but once I got onto the other side of this, because the whole entire area is nothing but dead fallen trees, bushes that have been entangled within them. Okay, and in other words, let me just go back over here for a second. Do you see this over here, the wall that I made? Okay, it's nothing but a wall of dead branches, some big, some little, and then leaves propped up within them to create this wall to hide the tent. Okay, well, 98% of the foliage that is up in here that is surrounding me is almost as bad as that. And look at it. Okay. All right. So the reason why I'm doing this is because I want my viewers to be able to know. Let me backtrack for a second. Within 5 days, I'm going to be completely moved out of here. I went through the property that was brought here, and the only reason why I haven't moved yet was because when I first got here, it rained practically every other day, every 2, 3, 4 days. Once I got here, and I had to spend a lot of time drying out my property. I mean, all my property, because it got wet. Because I didn't know that this particular spot would flood, because I came here in a emergency circumstance. So, but the point being is that I went over there on the other side of this big gigantic thing. I don't even know what kind of bush this is called, but anyways, I went over there and walked. Once I got over there, I looked from there to this way to see if you could see my tent. You can't. I also walked over on that side. You can't see at all because of the way this thing is, whatever kind of tree or bush this is. It's extended out in a different way on the other side, so it covers more on the other side than it is on this side. Okay, and as a result of how it's extended out and grown out, you can't even begin to see this tent from this way or that way on the other side. And plus, the other side is filled with. It's not as dense as this side is, but it's pretty close. Now, as far as this part over here, you would literally have to walk through some extremely dense. See, because I'm not from California, so I don't know what these types of particular tree branches are called. You know what kind of tree they come from. And I don't know how well you can see this because it's getting dark out right now. But the whole entire area up and through here is nothing but extremely thick and entangled branches, and they're alive. They're not dead trees. Okay, it's just the way the bushes are. So the point being is that what I'm doing is showing you the security parameters that I set up. So so nobody that's not involved in the gang stalking but still might be a criminal, okay, me putting this up, and since I stay completely quiet in here, okay, there would be no logical reason for anybody to come up in here and try and say we heard you, we saw your flashlight, whatever, okay, because what I do is take away all the excuses that they would use, police, okay, to make it appear that they got a normal appearing reason to know I'm here. And I'm gonna tell you something right now. There is an extreme high probability that they might try and pull something here before I move. And the reason why they might do that is because they know I went and bought a different type of tent. Okay? And once I move from here and start using that tent, it's gonna be taken down with me every morning. Okay? And I'm gonna be leaving the area right before it gets light out. And I'm gonna be putting it back up right before it's dark out. Okay? That only leaves them one option. Okay, that only leaves them one option: to use a homeless person, a teenager, or a child, okay, and use them in a way to where they can try and say, well, they were in the area because they were doing things they shouldn't have been doing, or, you know, like if it's a kid drinking or whatever, or a homeless person looking for a place to stay. And then an incident transpires, and then that's used to either psychologically motivate me to call the cops, or a staged witness. These are the schemes of gang stalking, ladies and gentlemen. Now, staged events in gang stalking are called street theaters. That term can be Googled and cross-referenced to organized stalking, and then in a separate search, gang stalking. And staged street theaters are nothing but an event that they bring about through verbal and physical theatrics in order to make it appear that whoever plays a role in the event is in my presence because of another reason, but they want a desired result from the event. Police being called. That includes assaulting me to the point to where I'm so angry because of it, or trying to steal from me or rob from me, that I'll call the police. And if you don't think that gang stalking expeditions do not use the target's own psychology, then why are there, I'd say I already know there's hundreds of blogs on the internet right now from gang stalking targets titling their blogs Gang Stalking Psychological Operations. Psychic driving, dark neurolinguistic programming techniques, the direct conversation technique. Absolutely. It's already all over the internet that a huge aspect of gang stalking techniques are designed to provoke a target. So do you honestly think that they would not commit a crime towards a target while creatively, overtly, directly letting them know that it's actually happening because of gang stalking? Why the event's unfolding by engaging in a sensitization method to send them the mental message that this is actually happening because of gang stalking. And then they believe that as a result of the trauma of the event, like the physical assault, the robbery, even rapes, they believe then that the target will call the police. And that way the police can have a normal appearing reason to make it look like they know where I'm at. Okay, so I just wanted to make this tidbit file. It's getting dark as I speak, so I just wanted to make this in order to show you the links that I go to bottleneck their excuses. Okay, you take their excuse, their normal appearance, because that's how gang stalking operates. They want to make it appear that the reason why they know where you're at is through normal appearing reasons. That way, they can apply plausible deniability to their excuses. Okay? And plausible deniability is a term that gang stalking targets are all over the internet stating that is what police do and individuals use for the gang stalking, like certain places that they might do it at, businesses, universities, libraries, because what they got to do is commit the crime while excusing the crime to be anything but gang stalking or because of something the target did or didn't do. Absolutely. Alright, so I apologize it got dark out, but so if any event transpires at this area which goes by a code word, it's actually a code abbreviation which I developed for legal and strategic and security purposes, because cyber surveillance is a method of gang stalking in reference to the perpetrators, so I don't want to give them too much. I don't want to, even though I already know they know where I'm at, okay, they have literally flashlights towards me over there. Okay, that technique is called brighting. The point being is that when I make a prediction that they might do something and even how they might do it, and then if they turn around and do it, if that prediction has already been made and saved, like right now I'm taping my statements on a tape recorder. I'm taping my statements on this video file. If what I state in this video file comes true, it'll show anybody that's got the ability to process common sense that these events are being staged for me to experience by them. And you would not believe how many things I have predicted that have come true. 5 assaults. Okay. Alright, so in closing, to just help you immediately see that what I'm telling you is the truth, go to YouTube right now and type in "learning disabled woman brutally assaulted on an MTS bus." When you look at that video, I want you to ask yourself, why is the back door periodically on the wrong side of the bus? Why is the rail on the back rail on the wrong side of the bus? And why is the mirror that is on the rail backwards? And why is me and the individual who assaulted me sitting on the opposite side in the video in reference to where we were actually sitting at when the event occurred? Then go to the description of that YouTube video and look at everything in it. There's at least 2 blogs in it. Click on the blog that's towards the bottom. Open it up, and then once you open it up, scroll down towards the middle or towards the bottom, and you'll see an attached PDF link titled Assault 11. Click on that. And what it is, it's a printed out and scanned email showing that I predicted that assault and where it would happen at 11 days before it occurred. And then you will also see some additional attached documentation from the transportation company MTS acknowledging that the assault did take place on October 10th and the email prediction was made on September 29th. That was the second assault of 5 that I endured. All of them had been predicted. Absolutely. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, I don't know about you, but I'm not psychic. Alright, I gotta go. So if anything happens here, I get an illegal lodging ticket, arrested, any property gets stolen, any assaults of any kind, robberies or attempted robberies or whatever, if anything happens at this area, which is called RR Colony 5, and when I disclose what that abbreviation means, everybody will completely understand it and see how it fits to an actual physical description of a geographic location. Absolutely. This is what I do in order to prove this heinous crime is happening to me, and then you can ask yourself, why won't the San Diego police make a police report? Thank you for listening, and have a good night.